games out there with you?
I take the winning 2 games. I was really pleased with a lot of things. I know we played against some great basketball, but we didn't finish games, and that's twice now that's happened, and that's really bothersome for me. But I think in this case, God, I hate to say this, but I do think we were fatigued. Hauser was hurt, his ankle. Played Tyson some minutes, and it was a little more difficult than most of these. And then we end up on the opponent's home court for the last game, and they were good. They're not going to get credit. They were better than some other teams, and they're just not going to get credit because they're Portland or Portland State. Everybody thinks those are the 2 throw-ins. I'm telling you, they were really good. So, yeah, I was pleased with a lot of things, but you lose a 10-point lead in a minute. It's hard to feel good about that.
When you look at that fatigue, how much of it is physical? How much is mental?
I think both. Yeah, I think both. I mean, because it's not been just those 3. Remember now, before that we had 3, so that's 6 games in 16 days, I believe, and 2 trips to the West Coast. And then we got back at 7:30. I think we put in here this morning. So it's different. It's not the norm. It concerns me, but I do think that there were times we did some very good things in all 3 games. To be honest with you, we just weren't as consistent, and yet in the last game we had some of our subs do a good job, and White was really good, and we're getting a little better in that respect.
Tyson swears he's not tired.
I'd say of all the guys on my team, he's the best conditioned athlete. Maybe he's not. So when you leave here, go ask him. Coach says then we'll have a 2-hour practice today. See how tired he gets quickly.
I know you didn't seem happy with Pierre on Thursday, but how did you feel how to respond to that?
Listen, I think Pierre has worked his tail off to become, he's always been a good shooter, he's becoming even a better shooter. If he would spend that same time on his defense, now we'd have a complete play. And I think that's what I get disappointed with, because your perimeter guys are usually the best players on either team, so you can score them, you gotta be able to guard them. So I just think that, in fairness to him, he's a work in progress. He's just starting. I mean, he played 3 minutes a game last year, and yet now he's getting his chance. He's done some really good things. The second half, he did a better job of getting to the boards and rebounding. Some of the time, that's all he does is stand in the corner and shoot shots, and that's okay if you're a sub coming in. It's not as good if you play a lot of minutes. But I'm pleased with Pierre. I'm just hope he puts the same energy into the rest of his game as he does into his shooting. No, he's supposed to work out a little bit today. That means just some shooting and stuff like that. I'd say it's doubtful right now, because I want to see 3-4 days of practice, at least 2-3 days before I'm going to feel comfortable. So no matter what he wants to do, that's one thing I'm going to override. He's too good a player and too valuable to this team in a lot of ways. Leadership, defense, rebounding, and scoring. So there'll be no chances taken, but there weren't any chances taken last time either. Some things there is more control than I do.
I would think the Big Ten, quick turn of Big Ten,
yes and no. I mean, right now, every game we can win is an important game for us because our schedule is still tough. And I sat each other on the Wright State game and we lost that. So I'm I'm not looking at the next game as much as I'm looking at this.
You spend 6 months shaping the team, and you have two key parts 5 days apart. Is the glass half full at all in the experience the other guys got in key situations?
Yeah, I think it is. It's just that it's difficult. And it's hard to complain about injuries. I just talked to Leonard Hamilton at Florida State. He's had more injuries than Carter delivered goes. I seen what Mel went through. It's in the water. But the difference in basketball is when you lose 2 really starters, you're both starting when you're starting. That's 40%. And so that makes it a little difficult. And it's such a together team, meaning one hand washes the other. It'd be like a good defensive back. If you have 4 of them back there, they kind of play together. In basketball, there's only 5 on the court, so they all play together. So that the glass is half full that we've competed. We've probably are so far a little better than I thought we would be. But then again, now sometimes we got to bring all those guys back together. So, it's going to be a while from the league yet, but Jaden, hoping in the next week or 2 for sure.
I don't know how many times you played at Notre Dame. Do you like that venue?
Yeah, I like Notre Dame. Mike's a friend of mine. I like the venue down there. It's a nice, cozy, a little smaller than some, but it can get rocking. Last time we were down there, we had to deal with the crowd, we had to deal with Digger, and we found a way to lose it at the end. So we played one better this game. Yeah, I just heard that last night when I first heard it. Of course, as you know, we were last year watching there, but I remember Jim Delaney and talking to me about how important it was, and I thought it was nuts, as I did about the Big Ten Network and many other things. It shows you why I'm not commissioner, because he did a hell of a job. But I remember when we first started it was I never thought it would get to when it had gotten too quickly. And it's been really good, I think, for everybody. It's been really, really good for the media, for the fans. There's been a lot of positives with the ACC Big Ten Challenge. And I understand with the new TV contracts and all that, some things are going to change, and this is a big one that changed. I guess it makes me a little sad. I'm a guy that likes tradition, especially traditions we play. And I think we look back at the 23 years. It's been 23 or 4. I want to say 90% of our matchups have been against the top tier teams. And one that wasn't was when we played Virginia when they weren't as good. And that was when we played in Richmond, I think. Was it?
Game called off?
Yeah, the game that never finished. So had some unique experiences, had some great opportunities. I'm going to miss it. But I'm sure we'll come up with something that'll fill that void and see what happens.
When was the chance to have some of the try to get that point advantage? What does that mean for you to see that something?
I was really happy. I went down there to try to lobby since Michigan State is a whole school. It was early September, and I think with the addition of some hotels, there were some positive things. I'm really excited for the people here in our state. Final Fours and Final Fours, Super Bowls, Final Fours, those are happenings, and I think this is going to be great for our entire state. And so I was tickled with that. And the way it looked back then, when I went down to the meeting, it was going to be Monday morning 30s. And yet, now they have it in 27 is pretty good.
Do you care to comment on the fine levied against Michigan State?
Yeah, I'm completely upset about it. I think to get a $100,000 fine, suspension of the players fine, but to get a fine like that, and then the other school gets reprimanded. What the hell is reprimanded? I I've told you guys, I'm completely upset by what our players did, as Mel was. I would think that administratively they should be upset on how the tunnel was handled and how those players ran it. And as I said before, what starts bad ends bad. And so if they were reprimanded enough, that they must have found something wrong. So I haven't read any of it.
The issue for
Kind of management. Well, if it was managed right, there would have been no second part. And so, you know, I haven't talked to anybody here, AD president, I haven't talked to the Big Ten office. It's none of my business. It disgusts me that it happened. So make sure it don't change your little tidbits. But it really disgusts me too that it wasn't handled better on the front end since they had a problem with Ohio State a year ago, Penn State this year, and then we get a $100,000 fine and there's a reprimand. What the hell does a reprimand mean? What does it stand for? And I'm disappointed. And again, I'm going to keep saying it. Do not read in that I validate anything that happened. I don't validate the two players that ran in there. I don't validate the guy rubbing his head. I do not validate that grown-ups had a chance to make sure that thing was secure. Grown-ups. Kids are going to act differently. So, with that being said, no, I'm not, you know, and maybe my own administration will be mad at me for saying this, but I'm not happy with it. I just found out about it, and but it doesn't surprise me. Been here a lot of years, been through a lot of things. You know, watched it happen to D'Antonio, and they went after our Spartan head. I got some other ones in the book I'm going to write after I'm dead. But no, I can't. Maybe there's things I don't know. I hope so, because of what I see. But I'd like to know what your guys' opinion is, because you guys see all this stuff, but you never write it either. So I ain't real happy with you guys. I already told you that. So, sore spot. A sore spot because I love this place. I think everything should be treated equal, and I think that when adults have a chance to handle a problem that's been a problem before and doesn't get handled, it starts bad end. So go ahead, you give me another question, and then I'm walking away. But I'd like to know my question. Why don't you write something? Why don't you write something? Huh? Why don't you write something? Why don't you? You must think it's okay. If you do, call me and tell me what part of that would have happened if it would have been handled right on the front end after 2 in the last 6 months that I know of happened.
So to the point, you think Michigan should have been fined too?
I don't know if anybody should have been fined.
Okay.
I think it should be a lot more equal, like I thought the other one at Spartan Stadium should have been. Or, you know what? I'm a damn Michigan State guy. And I do not condone anything that our student athletes do wrong. And there were some things that were done wrong. But I'm also held accountable to any mistake I make, or even ones I don't make, I'm held accountable for. A reprimand? What does that mean? We don't. What do we get to do? What changes? Come on, Fred, give me an answer.
I guess it'd be nothing.
My guess too.
Soon they're going to have to revisit a lot of this.
Oh, revisit. Did they revisit it after last year's thing with Ohio State? Did they revisit it after Penn
So
State?
it sticks in your craw. You
Yeah, it
got
sticks in my
fined from
craw.
Devin Bush also, and they didn't.
Yeah,
right?
it sticks in my craw. You're right. because I'm a Mel Tucker fan. I'm a Mark D'Antonio fan. I'm a Michigan State fan, and I'm not standing back on that. I don't care if it's the commissioner or whatever. I do not think that was right. So my apology to my president, my AD, if that upsets. This is totally Tom Izzo, but Tom Izzo's been through a lot more than my AD and my president too, and I don't know. I should just let it go. I don't feel like letting it go. Thanks.
Thanks, Tom.